Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you know, out there in Hartford, Connecticut, you know, and I know some people out there in Hartford, Connecticut, you know, and I done seen some things in Hartford, Connecticut from the 80s till now, you know, from what I know and what I have seen in Hartford, Connecticut, I done watched the communities go down the drain. And mostly Aboriginal Negro communities done went down the drain. The brown communities done shot up, you know, and are thriving, you know. But when it comes to the Aboriginal Negroes community, especially on the north end of Hartford, you know, it's struggling for resources. It's stagnated and impoverished based off a lack of resources. And see, and when we talk about resources, resources come from the government. The United States government and federal government is supposed to allocate these resources, and it's supposed to go through the state and be distributed throughout the nations and communities for the people to be able to sustain themselves. And in this case here, Hartford, Connecticut, especially on the north end of Hartford, where a majority of Aboriginal Negroes are at, they're not giving them any resources. They're getting little to none when it comes to resources and any opportunity in the form of economics. And that's just the main problem out there. Poverty breeds crime, and that's just what it is. So when you look at guns and gadgets, and they're talking about how there are armed citizens now walking around Hartford talking about how they want to police their own and try to bring some of the crime down that's going in Hartford. I totally agree with policing our own. We're supposed to police our own. It'll be safer for us as Aboriginal Negroes to police our own. Why? Because we know how to deal with ourselves. We know how to interact with ourselves. We know what we are going through as our people, whereas if the colonizers don't, and they're not from our communities, nor do they understand our culture, nor do they understand our struggles based off of what their forefathers have done to us due to them being in denial and not wanting to give us reparations or any type of justice in the form of a bill passed for protection against hate crime, nor wanting to give us resources to our own community based off of their nation of people controlling the majority of United States as well as the federal government when it comes to resources being allocated out to other nations. They control all that. And they know what our communities look like. That's why the majority of the suburbs where they're from don't look like our communities. So they know what's going on. So with that, crime is a major part of what poverty is wrapped into. So to have bare minimum all the time in our communities breeds that word survival. And in turn, you're trying to survive doing survival work all the time, and it breeds chaos based off of you not having no resources. And they know this. So with that stated, you know, they're talking about, well, you know, the citizens now are arming themselves to be able to police their own communities out in Hartford, Connecticut. And like I said, I have no gripe against that. We need to police our own to save our own. We're being mass incarcerated here in the United States more than any other country in the world. We so mass incarcerated that they got about a list where, and I showed y'all before, over 8 to 9 countries, we outdo all of their prisons based off of just people that look like me, my bloodline, my nation of people sitting in prison in America. We dwarf theirs. That's how much of our people being locked up. And you think this is by accident? This is not by accident. This is done on purpose. Because we're dealing with the same people that gave us a Holocaust, genocide, and massacre to our nation. And we've never been separated or liberated from them. We've been passed down and handed down to their inheritors who are maintaining our oppression. Regardless of what we feel and how we feel, that's emotions. We don't got no time for that. We're dealing with truth here. And the numbers shows that truth. We can prove that this is what is going on. And this is the problem when it comes to dealing with our people here under United States, one of the greatest criminal empires the world has ever seen. And this is just that statement. And this is why that statement is there, because we haven't got justice. And they haven't moved to give us justice. Their justice is mass incarcerating our people, demonizing our people based off of us having lack of resources that they control. This is that reality. So when I look and I see in Hartford, Connecticut, Dexter Burke, the Archbishop, I say, well, what about the resources for our people? Huh? Archbishop? Huh? Dexter Burke? What about the resources? We keep talking about crime, but we ain't talking about resources for the people so they can come out of poverty to lessen crime, lessen that struggle that they're going through when it comes to dealing with not having, when it comes to still having to provide for their children. This is the problem. People are hungry. People are starving. People are homeless. People are struggling day to day on a day-to-day basis. And I know this because I've been to Hartford, Connecticut. I've been through Hartford, Connecticut. I got family in Hartford, Connecticut. So what's the real reality of this? Exactly. This is what we're talking about today. This is what we're talking about today. So when it comes to policing our own, yes, we should police our own. When it comes to resources, we don't control that. Y'all do. Y'all do. The system. And we need more resources. That's just what it is. And we need it like yesterday in order to change our outcome, in order to deal on a level of an approach when it comes to morality, when it comes to dealing with us as citizens of America, doing our best when it comes to being productive in society. But you can't be productive in society if society is not going to allow you in, if they're not going to give you any type of opportunities to be able to be the greater you. That's just what it is. Let's just deal with that truth. We are going to the same people that blackfaced us and asking them for jobs. We are going to the same people that Holocaust us, massacred and genocide us, and asking them for careers. We are going to the same people that did all these different types of delectable Negroes to us and asking them for opportunities in the form of bank loans to open up small businesses in our communities, housing vouchers, loans. We asking for the same stuff from the people that actually did all this stuff to us. And what is the mindset? What is the logic behind that? What make you think people that did this much damage to you as a nation of people really want to help you? They wouldn't have did all this damage if they really wanted to help you. Yeah, we can put on a smile. We can act like everything is okay. But at the end of the day, anybody that pushed that much hatred towards you really don't got your best interest at heart. And this is why we stand where we stand. And you can prove it. How can you prove it? Well, just look up the federal census for ethnic hate crimes in America, and we're at number 1 on the list. And why haven't they given us a bill passed yet for protection against hate crimes? Why? Because it's their system. It's those same folks that been hating on us still. Why would they turn over and give you a bill passed for protection against what they're doing to you? Why would they do that? That's not logical to them. How else would they be able to continue to push what they're doing on you? Exactly. Especially in this time frame today in 2024. Because this is where we stand. So when I look at this situation, guns and gadgets, I definitely say we need to police our own. But at the end of the day, we still need resources for our community. We still need opportunity for our communities. And if we don't get opportunity and get resources for our community, guess what, guys? Guess what, folks? Guess what, Aboriginal Negroes of America? They got mass incarceration for you. That's what they got for you. And in turn, they'll move you out, move into Latinos, and give them an economic floor and an economic footing over you while they thrive over you, and you spend all your dollars with them. And every other nation that comes to your communities, you'll go broke and broke and broke and more broker, pushing yourself more into debt, more into poverty, where you will never ever be able to dig yourself out based off of you not having businesses of your own or any type of opportunities or any type of economic growth in your communities based off of you not controlling nothing. And that's just the reality to what's going on right now as we speak. And until we get any type of form of real justice that is owed to us, just like reparations in the form of money and land that they owe us, or any type of resources in abundance to be able to help our communities like all other nations are getting these benefits, these grants, these loans, then we're not going to be able to compete. We already 200 to 300 years behind the Caucasians based off of the colonizers making us work for them and not paying our bloodline a dime, which they call slavery. And they came up and then passed that generational wealth that they stole from our people onto their people as we struggle behind the race trying to catch up with nothing. This is just that reality. Just like Martin Luther King said, they was giving out land all throughout the Midwest and West to their European peasants coming to the country. Their people coming to the country getting everything free, and we struggled for nothing, getting nothing. Just like we see what's happening with the Latinos now. Cash cards and all different types of promotional goodies, giveaways, and guarantees that we're not getting to this day. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.